I don't think anyone's in here yet because I just had to start a new stream. So let me put it in. Just make sure that everybody can get the link. Sorry, having technical issues. So hopefully you guys can get in there now. I think some people are finding it. Hey guys, sorry, I hit the wrong camera because, as you can see, I'm not in my house. I'm at my dad's, so I'd hit like the automated thing. I hope that everyone's been able to come over, and if you can hear me okay and everything, because I've got like a bit of a janky setup to what I normally have. There's like wires everywhere. So I'm just gonna give it a few seconds just to make sure that everybody's come over from the other one. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I think everyone's over. So sorry about that, guys. You know, sometimes there's just some wonderful little technical issues. And since obviously moving and Wi-Fi and everything has been a nightmare. So hi Molly, Tammy, Gloriana, Emma, Eileen, Nikia, Carol, Denise, Jack, Kylie. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing good and you've had a great week. You can't see because I'm in like the basement. It's like a movie room, but there's no windows in the little cinema, so it's really really nice weather this week on the Isle of Man. It's been beautiful ever since I moved into my new place, so it's been really nice. Hi Shay. So, hey Steph too. There has been quite a lot going on this week, and we finally got the selfie that everyone has been asking for since I think like season 2, probably even before season 2 filming began. Let's be honest. So hey Savage, sorry, and hey Sonia, I'm glad you guys found me. Sorry, I had an issue with the camera because I'm just on my laptop, and yeah, we got the Laurel and Jennifer and Jordan picture, so I'm definitely going to talk about that. And then there's some other things, some other pictures from some crew members that made me think about a certain location that I'm not too sure about, but maybe you guys can guess too. And sorry, it's just me on the screen because, again, sorry, all this moving and stuff. So I won't be able to pull it up on the screen, but I'll share it on my Instagram stories later if you guys haven't seen these pictures. And Rose Rollins on the Pants Pod as well. So let's obviously start with the picture because that happened first this week, and yeah, oh my gosh, it just blew up completely. I think that was the fastest like a picture that I'd put up had ever gone to like 500 likes. It was like in a few hours, and literally I was one of probably 100 other people that were posting it. So it was, I would love to know overall, like obviously Jennifer's had like a ton of likes, but overall, how many likes that picture got? Because so many people reposted it. So people were asking when was the picture taken, which obviously, like, we have no super way of knowing that. And I looked into like the analytic side of the picture, like, sometimes they do like tagging and stuff. It's hard to tell because a lot of the a lot of the time I don't think them posting is just Jennifer or whomever with the phone posting the picture themselves. Like, there could be a social media company doing it for them. It could be their assistant, who Jennifer and Leisha's assistant was on the To Ellen Back podcast last week, actually. And it was really interesting. If you guys haven't listened to it, they gave like a lot of little tidbits and stuff about filming. And I think I want to say that the picture was fairly recent because and if somebody said to me, listen, you have to say whether you think the picture is like current, like taken, maybe not that day, but like the day before or something like that, or it's from weeks ago. I'm leaning towards I think that it's current because also, well, I know that a lot of people clocked that Jordan. I put it when I posted the picture. I put it in like the info that Jordan is wearing the same clothes, and if you zoom in on the picture of Laurel and Jordan from, I think it's from March, from like the beginning of March, you can see that even though Laurel has that big coat on, which every single actress that I've ever been on set with has one of those coats, and if you zoom in, you can see the Laurel has like a silver necklace on, and it's exactly the same as in the picture with Jennifer and Jordan. So I would hazard a bet that if she's got the same necklace on and Jordan's in the same clothes, then Laurel probably has the exact same outfit underneath. So because they're doing block shooting, they could literally be wearing, we know they're filming in 3 episode segments. So because they're filming in one spot, doing all the scenes across 3 episodes, they could really be wearing these outfits over the course of like 12 weeks. Like, because, well, 9 to 12 weeks, most episodes take about 3.5 weeks to film. So it really is hard to tell when they're doing this type of shooting. It's hard to tell anyway with what they're doing. So I just don't see any reason that they would hold this picture and put it out now. Like, I would get it if it's the last week of filming and they wanted to put something like this out. So it just seems really odd to me if, hey Ness, no worries, if Laurel had gone away and left set and then they post this. So I'm leaning towards I think that it's a fairly recent one. Maybe it wasn't taken that day, but I hope we get some more cool pictures like this. And I don't know if there's anything else that anyone else saw. I mean, it's, pretty standard picture, and like with the masks and stuff too, we only get that little like letterbox bit, but it was really nice of them to post it and everything. So I'm sure everyone was super happy to see it. Oh yeah, Molly, that's a good point. That Laurel, maybe it's Laurel has that necklace on all the time, and it's clearly like a character, like the character's necklace. So Gloriana said season finale with Tina. I just can't see them not having Laurel in the finale because she's going to be in so many episodes. Like, we know she's dedicated a significant amount of time to the season. We know that Rosie came back for at least the episode 9. So I just would think it would be very strange if she wasn't in the finale. So I think so, but of course they're going to try and, throw us off as well with the way everything's filming. But we do know for sure, for sure, for sure that they are finishing next month, the end of May. So we're going to, because again, like they're doing this weird block shooting, we're going to start seeing people wrap at like really different times. So, you know, say Alicia wraps the second week in May, Kate the third, Jennifer the fourth, like it'll be really different like that. And I wonder if they're gonna have a wrap party like they had obviously for season one, like a big one, and they did share some of the crew shared like some of the pictures on social media, which was really cool. And I'm sure they will have something because they've obviously done 8 months of filming. And then I'm just hoping beyond hope that means that we get a trailer in May because they'll have everything filmed in the bag done. So I'm just really, really, really hoping that that's the case. And I don't know, maybe we should start doing bets like break up May and everybody pick a date and we'll see who picks the right date. Whoever picks the right date can get something from my merch store. Just reading what you guys are saying. Oh yeah, Molly, that was one of the pictures I saw from the crew that it looked like they were in a school or like a school dance or something. And then one of the other pictures that I saw from a crew member this week is it looks very much like the CAC. I don't think it is, but it does definitely have like a very artsy vibe. I think I have on my phone. I can try and show it as. Okay, so this I think this is the school one you're talking about, Molly. Oh, sorry, the ring light's reflecting really bad. It's really like it's bad pit, like not bad, but it's like a moving picture anyway. Like that's like a balloon, so that's why it's hard to see. You can see here. See, doesn't it? Ugh, the stupid ring light. With the glass, it really looks like the CAC, and you can see it says like something California and then like enter, but you thought the CAC one. Yeah, it does definitely say California something. I didn't have a bunch of time today with obviously like I'm limited on 4G. So I did like really light looking, but I will properly look over the weekend. I'm sure I can figure out where it is. Yeah, Denise said Bet's New Gallery. That's probably what it is, but it just really looks like the CAC. And obviously, it's because so when they filmed the original show, they filmed obviously in Vancouver. So the place they used for the CAC, they're not going to be able to use that place again, even if they were trying to replicate it as the CAC, because they're not going to go to Vancouver to film that. So maybe this is them trying to replicate it in California because the place they were using in Vancouver was replicating somewhere in California. And I'm like, my dad's like, I might come say hi. I was like, oh god, that's just all we need. Um, okay, so yes, next is Molly said about Nat and Alice. Yeah, my dad is my dad and his wife might come down. But if they do, yeah. So Rose on the Pants Pod, I'm pretty confused because I, one, like, we know loads of people were asking me about a month ago if Stephanie Allen was coming back. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I know she definitely is. I've like heard from other people and seen things that I know that she's definitely going to be in it. But I guess because I knew she was going to be in it, I was just assuming that Nat and Alice were together and moving forward and stuff. But she was working on another project, I think, with her wife Tig, and recently she'd been posting like quite a lot about this other project. And I was like, oh, she must be like filming it at the same time. But then some of her posts kind of made me think that she's been only doing like a little bit of Elwood filming, and then now she's like properly back on set because she posted that picture where like her hair's like it's got like loads of volume, and she was said something like back on set or something. But she'd gone back to that hair color a while ago, and I just think that it judging by the conversation that they had on pants and things, it really didn't sound like Alice and Nat are going to be together. So I don't know. Like Nat kind of grew on me, and then are they going to move Gigi more? Because like obviously we know that Gigi's in. It looks like every episode, and she also, she's posted a lot from set. Sefida and Ari, like they're posting all the time. They clearly have like a big storyline and like a main storyline. So maybe like Gigi is moving more into the like main cast, and then her moving in is like kind of how like where she came from was the like connection with Nat, and then like Nat's like moving out a little bit. Like how Tasha came into the group through Poppy, and then Poppy like kind of moved out. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, hey, Barbara. The Dana look-alike to arrive. Oh, yeah, thanks, Why. It's Am I Okay? Oh, I didn't know Dakota Johnson was in it. Hey, Kabbalah. Yeah, so I was, yeah, I'm just thinking, and when they were talking about the sex scenes and stuff and saying, it just made it seem as though like maybe Alice has someone new, maybe Alice and Gigi has, because that is where I felt through season one that they were leading us towards this. Even in like the very, I think it might even been the first episode where the person like interviewing Alice thinks that Gigi is Alice's girlfriend. So maybe this is like they planted the seeds in season one and this is them, but it just seemed like they really quashed that in the season one finale. So it's hard to tell. Hi to hi to friends. I'm trying to think what if anything else happened this week. I feel like do you have any thoughts on Angie and Jordy? I remember Beth saying she felt nervous around her or something. Oh yeah, she says that to Tina when they're discussing like the play and the when the guy like when Beth like pushed the guy down the stairs. Um they're definitely going to have like a bigger storyline this season because the girl who plays Geordie, I think Molly, what was it? She was answering your question when she said she like wrote out this huge thing and then was like, oh, I realized I couldn't say that, but I'm just really excited about our storyline and it's going to be a killer season. So it, and she seems to be on set a lot and stuff. So I definitely think that they're going to have like a lot more of like a main storyline also because Jordan Hull, Angie, is a main cast member now too. So they're going to give her a lot more of a media role. What did you think when she was asking about Bet and Tina being together? I mean, Rose on pants. Um, I just think that they're super careful about talking about that stuff because they want, like they don't want to give anything away, and there's obviously like a lot of high feelings around that. So I think they try and stay like pretty down the middle. So, but also it's so hard to tell with them with interviews like that, or just them in general doing interviews, because they like to mess with us so much. Like, think about all the interviews. Like, they did so many when season one was coming out, especially like the premiere, because, they wanted to make noise about the show coming back. And how they like straight to our faces were like, yeah, Laura Holman's not coming back. you know? So I try not to take too much stock in what they're saying about like like very specific things, or because that it's obviously there certainly is a blanket kind of you cannot discuss this sort of thing, because who there was someone who DM'd a crew, one of the crew, and was like, "Can you tell me something?" or like get a picture or something like that. And the crew member was like, "Girl, you're trying to get me fired." So they obviously, and even just the way they take pictures, the crew and stuff like that, like everyone is very careful because they know that we're like gonna completely like CIA, zoom and enhance every single like look what we're talking about. This is CIC and all the other things like the cop lights and stuff that all the little things we found out. So. But the conversation with Rose on pants made me think that Tasha wouldn't be back in season two. So maybe the only thing that I would think is that maybe she'd be like a blip in the season finale, or maybe they'd save her for season three. So like an icy thing. My teeth are gonna turn blue, I think. Hey B, what do you guys think will be the theme of the trailer? It will be the show is finally coming back after uh, nearly 2 years. Oh, it has been a really, really long and painful wait. So I think that first, because this is like, if this was a normal season, we would have already got like a little 30-second trailer, and probably now we'd be getting like a minute and a half, 2-minute one. So it'll be interesting to see if they just forego the like little teaser trailer and they just push out a decent sized one, since they're going to have the entire season filmed, which normally that's not the case. Normally like when the first season trailer came out, they'd only been filming for a month. So they literally just like showed everybody and all the new people, and it's quite a big cast, so that took up enough time. Hey Terry. Oh god, you got to see your grandson. Oh yeah, Jacques, that's right. Rose Rollins is in a new show, so she's pretty busy herself. Did someone say something about? Oh, someone's daughter said, "What about Rachel Shelley?" I mean, she's definitely going to be in season two. It's a matter of how many episodes she's going to be in. Right now, I think that she's definitely not going to be in the first three. I think because the way that they update the IMDb pages, but if it's like this is where it'll be interesting too with the old cast with whether they have because the first old cast member or not of the main three when Tina came back, yeah, she came back for 2 episodes in season one, but they only had 8 episodes, so that's a quarter of the season. And then now she's going to be in a lot of season two. So do we think that going forward they'll just have like one episode and an old cast member comes back and it's like a ratings gimmick or just to try and pull in some older people who haven't watched the new show, or do you think that they're going to bring in the older cast members like they did with Tina for a few episodes and then try and implement them into the story and the group, and then they'll kind of have this like the OGs, the original, and then the newbies, and it would cut if they had Tina and Helena, and then obviously Bet, Alice, and Shane, five of them. Maybe they bring in one other person from the OG, and then they have what Sophie, Finley, Danny, Micah. I kind of putting Gigi with them because she's doesn't even really know these ones, so they would have the kind of two groups of like the older and the younger ones, and then they obviously have a couple of scenes where they cross over, like with Danny and Bet, and with like Alice and Finley and Sophie. So, because I think that the group is way too big and way too different for them to have the stuff from like the traditional L Word, where it was. This is what Jennifer Beals and Leisha Haley's um, assistant said they call like the planet group scenes, or now like when the OG characters talk, they said they call them gals gaps, sorry. And whereas like on the OG show, you'd have that a lot more where it would be the main group and everybody's friends, and that is the focal point. Whereas this one, I think that there'll be more two groups, and then everybody kind of has their people that they cross over with, because it's simply the cast is way too big for everybody to be in this one group together, and like there's too many storylines and too many relationships and everything, so they're kind of having to split things up a bit, but then they still can like marry the storylines. Oh hey Peter. Alice and Helena, that would be interesting, but that would, oh, I can't imagine that because they're like such good friends. Hey Lisa, like in season four when Helena was living at Alice's, and Helena was like a hot mess. Do you think Shane and Finley will have more scenes together? Yeah, I think that you'll probably, because they're trying to do this, the OG cast and the new one like mirroring each other a little bit. So like obviously Danny and Bet, and then not making them the exact same, but just having a relationship with them. I think you'll probably see Sophie and Alice, because Sophie has that like higher position. She's a producer. Like she's having a lot of more contacts and like closer relationship with Alice. And then Finley, who, although she works on Alice's show, it's very like an entry level thing. And then she also has all these other jobs. And maybe if her and Sophie are together, they're not gonna work together anymore. Who knows what's gonna happen there? So I think that you'll see Shane and Finley a lot more, and then also Tess is gonna be in that grouping with them as well, because based on what Kate said, when and Jamie Clayton said when she was on the Pants podcast, that Shane and Tess are having a lot of scenes together, and they seem to be having a good relationship, and then a working relationship as well. Whether that takes place in Dana's new cabana, we'll see. But they definitely, I talked about last week that Dana's, they seem to be either have opened. I don't think they've opened new locations, but that could be the case. But it seems as though they've been like sponsoring places, because one of the hotels that we were showing pictures of and talking about last week, they had like this big Dana's like banner in the lobby, and it was talking about um, multiple sclerosis, like a charity for that, and then they had like a Dana's cabana things, but out by the pool. So Dana's is definitely branching out. Oh, Lisa, the new place is great. I'm just in my dad's at the moment because my Wi-Fi's not installed till next week, so I'm in my dad's cinema room. I did for a brief moment. I was like, oh my god, maybe I should do my live from the hot tub. Then I was like, no, that's a disaster because the jets would be really loud. But then I thought I'll just sit in it, and then I was like, I'm being crazy. But maybe one week I'll do that. Because I saw another YouTuber do a video from like a hot tub once. I was like, huh, it's different. I'm just reading what you guys said. Oh yes, Sonic said, I can't wait to see Shane and Tess, Kate and Jamie are a lot of scenes together. Yeah, I like their like dynamic. They both seem like really like laid back and chill people, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of like the Finley and Tess thing, and like their issues with like alcohol and stuff, and where that's come from, and living that way and stuff, because it's not really something the L Word's ever done. And I think I've said this before, but like a lot of people in the world in general, but in the LGBTQ community, do have issues with like substance and things like that. So I think that it will be interesting to see that. And I also would really like to know a lot more about Finley's background and her family. And ever since I read, like before we even saw anything about the show, I think I'd seen the trailer and like the character descriptions. And when they mentioned that she was like a former Olympic swimmer, I was like really interested in that. And then they never brought it up. It was on just the Showtime page. So hopefully they get more into that with like her family and stuff. Yes, Shane, Finley, and Tess new throuple alone. Yeah, Becky, that is true too. Like about Shane, I can't remember whether I said this in a live or one of my videos, but like we know obviously Shane probably got some sort of money from Jenny, but like Jenny had a $500,000 script sale, but there's no way she would have had all that money when she died. She will have got like an advance that would be 10%, maybe 20%. So the absolute most would be 100,000. You think about it would have paid all her debts and stuff first. It won't have been. It might have been enough to like be a base for something, but for Shane to literally be flying internationally on private jets and when she walks in and buys Dana's, like it's not even like to have that amount of money where it's not even a thought. That that's serious, serious money. So, and she's talking, when they're having the gals gab for the first one with Alice and Bet, and she's saying about how she sold the one in Paris and this and that. Like, there's been some serious, serious money made there, and I'd really like to know how Shane went from, well, but she was obviously living with Jenny and Max with two roommates. Before that, she was living with like four or five roommates. And then now she's literally like zipping around in private jets. Oh, Ness, you got a haircut. My hair is like all my grays are through. So on Wednesday, because we're coming out of lockdown on Monday, um, as of tomorrow, up to 10 people can meet inside. So I'm getting my hair done on Wednesday. To get it coloured and cut. Oh, bye, Molly. I probably missed you. Oh yeah, Jacques. Brittany's on vacation. That's why there was no podcast this week. But they'll be back soon. And then they're gonna come on the channel again. We're gonna do the Elcon again, and it's gonna be the second to last weekend in May. I'm gonna put out the stuff probably next weekend when I have Wi-Fi. And it'll be everybody again, so it'll be really fun. And hopefully we have a trailer by then. Oh, Paulette, you said voice is a bit off today. Do you mean you or me? It might sound different in here because this room is actually really, really good for recording because it's like a proper like cinema room thing where like all the because at my old apartment I had like vaulted ceilings, so it used to get kind of echoey in my old place, but my new place is really good for recording too. Where did Bet's money come from? Would she have had a settlement from Tina? Bet, Bet has, well, Bet's always been, I mean, Bet went to Yale, and her dad, I mean, it definitely seemed as though her dad had money, and then when her dad died, I think they mentioned once that she got something from her dad too, but she's a director of a museum in California. When we meet her, like she's on hella good money, and then she buys and sells like all that art, and she gets art from like new and upcoming people. They've got a lot of money. And then Tina as well, when they were having those dual salaries, and Tina's a um producer on like big movies, and then when she was at Shaolin, she's like one of the top people there. Like she will have been on hella money. Oh, someone said about that Jenny lost the money. No, she lost the money from Les Girls, but in the last season, she sold that script that she stole from from Alice about the cop and the talk show host, and she sold the script for 500,000. But that's when remember when she got Shane that photography studio. Which, why are you buying Shane photography studio? Like, if anything, buy her a hairdressing studio. But I digress. Would Bet have inherited anything from Kit? It depends whether because like we know that Kit was in like an active addiction, so she probably it like also depends what agreement that she had with Helena. Like some people when they have partnerships like that, like it goes back to the other person, or because it's been 12 years, like we don't know what sort of a situation Kit got into, like financially, because of her addiction and stuff. But I'm sure if anybody was inheriting anything, it would have been that. Yeah, because like I know, something happens to me and my sister, my brother can't say it because I don't obviously have any children. I mean, Kit had David, but they didn't really have a good relationship. Jenny steals Alice. Yeah, yeah, that's in the last season. Oh, bye, Barbara. Shane is a lot. Shane has to be like multi millionaire. Like billionaire don't get you nowhere anymore. Cause like to buy that bar in LA, like and the house that she's in when she gets there, and I mean charting a private jet, like charting a private jet from here in the Isle of Man to England, that's like 20-25 minute flight. It's like 6 grand or something. And going internationally, it's like 40,000. So she's making a lot of money. So, just thinking if there's anything else that happened this week, unless you guys have any thoughts or burning questions. My stomach's making a weird noise. Sorry if you can hear it. Um, I'm thinking that for when did I? When was I guessing? Every time Showtime, like every single Friday, they push out on their YouTube channel, they do like a notification for when they post like a new trailer or something. And every time I get the notification, I'm like, is it the L word? Is it this week? But no, 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 no. Just seeing if there's anything that I missed. I know you guys have any other thoughts or questions? Hi, Deb. Oh my God, Peter, I know. I I cannot believe how long it's been since, like, this time last year we were talking about season two. But yeah, the photo that they posted was really nice. Hey, Roz. I was talking about it at the very start, because we were saying about whether whether the photo was recent or not, or it's so hard to tell. Yeah, Tammy said we don't even know when the show will be on. They must know the air date by now. I'm definitely sure they do. At least they'll, know. Well, they do these things way, way, way in advance. I mean, obviously, with everything that happened with COVID, they've had to rearrange their schedules and stuff like that. But they they have things like charted out with fall, winter, blah blah blah. So it's just really, really complicated everything with COVID, and then filming has been way extended for all the shows, so it's a nightmare. I definitely don't envy the poor person that's having to like organize everything, and can you imagine logistically like scheduling all that block shooting and stuff too? Like it must be a nightmare. So I'm sure that once filming wraps, because they kept a lid on all this stuff like trailers and when is it going to air, because they were worried about being shut down and not being able to, like, imagine, say they things were really bad right now with COVID and they got shut down and they've got 9 episodes filmed and done, but they still have to do the last one. The way that Showtime is, they would have waited to film the end one. It's not like Grey's Anatomy where when Grey's got like a little bit shut down and things got bad, they could just keep pushing the dates back. But with Showtime, because of the way things air and the way that they only really show one of their big shows at once, they can't do that. So they had to be like super, super confident like everything was done. So they will be literally waiting on everything that day, that they just, okay, everything's filmed, everything's done. And they are so, so getting there, because even Jamie Clayton posted on her stories this week that she was doing ADR, and ADR is, and like so say like they're filming something and they're filming in Dana's and they're in a bar and they're like mixing drinks and there's noise. It's when the normally at the end of the season this happens, is that you have, or if it's like a show like Grey's, you may have like a day, like maybe even once a week, but once a month, that there's some dialogue that needs to be dubbed over because they didn't get like a clean bit of dialogue with like the mic boom. So for ADR, you'll go in and you go into like a recording booth with like headphones on and the microphone, and you're just like sitting there and record all your dialogue, and they dub it over the top. So, Emma said Leo did ADR this week too. Thanks, Emma. I didn't see that. They will be getting ADR is like one of the last things that they do. So the fact that they're doing it already too, they're already getting through those edits pretty quick. So I think it looks really good that they're doing this now because we all I'm just hoping that the second that filming is done, that then they're like, okay, we're done, boom, like let's put the trailer out. And normally when the trailer goes out, they'll say like coming fall 2021. But because of the way everything is, I think they might actually just skip that and just do coming the 1st of October 2021 and give us the exact date. I'll ask my Instagram best friend Marja. I'm joking. See what you guys said. Someone's daughter said, "Do you think Carrie and Tina will split up?" I do not think that Carrie will make it into next season. Like, no, whatever happens with everything else, I think that like Rosie coming for one season and a few episodes is like I personally think it's really cool that she's in the show, being someone who's been in the entertainment business for a really long time, and she is like one of the first out women that was in the media and everything else. So I think they had to pick someone who was like a quite a strong person to play Carrie too. So I just think it's like a one and done season with a big name, no name like that. Like the same way I don't think Donald Faison and that will be in another season. It's like a one. I'm trying to think of some other people that like Alexandra Hudson for season 6 and things like that. Like they come for a season as like a big, as a big gap, and then that's it. So who knows what might happen with the other stuff with Bet and Tina and all that, but I don't think that Carrie will be in another season. Ross said, "Is there any more news on Helena? Do we know if she will be acting in person or it will be virtual?" I know some people are worried that it will be like that it will be like a video or something, but I don't think so. I think that it'll be in person. I think that the reason that Rachel Shelley's gone so quiet and like isn't, even involved in pants anymore or something is because she went to LA. I mean, obviously I don't know her situation. I leaning towards she doesn't have a green card because she's in the UK for pretty much to keep a green card you have to be a resident in the US, and because that's what I have. And I think that she was on a work visa, like an O visa. It's like that's what we were on before I had a green card, and it's like a special skill visa, like David Beckham had one. So she will have been able. The reason I'm talking about this is because she will have been able to go into America on that. Because I know some people were like, "Oh, the pandemic," and because she's not American, like. But with those visas, or if she has a green card, you can go into America that way. So that's why I think she'll be there in person. We don't know how many episodes though, but I they could do like a big Helena one episode. But if she's going all the way there, I think it'd be for more than one episode. Oh, Kaya, I'm the same. Every morning I wake up I'm like, is today the day we're getting a trailer? Oh, Savage, you're doing a rewatch. Steph, what did you say in this chat is quite normal? Yeah, nobody is. Well, I'm a little bit crazy, but um, uh, hey Corley, on the Pants Pod, Leisha, Kate, and Rose talked about maybe Rose would make an appearance. Leisha said she had a storyline for her to come back. You think we may see Rose in season 3? I think it depends what happens with her new show, because she is in a new show where she's playing a basketball coach. So I think it would be dependent on that. But if they go back to, like, normally the L Word films during the summer and then normally airs like winter time. So it obviously is going to be weird too because they're going to finish in May. So I don't, it would be, they'd either go straight back to do season 3, which way they won't because season 2 hasn't even aired, or we have like quite a long stretch again if they wait until the next summer to film. But if they waited until summer, then they could get people like Rose because they would be on hiatus from the other shows. Or they could do what a couple of shows are doing, which is something Grey's Anatomy did 2 weeks ago. I won't. Well, if you haven't seen Grey's and Anatomy, this is an episode 3 weeks ago. So mute me for like 30 seconds. So one of the, I won't say the actual name, but one of the actresses who was on Grey's, she's on Supergirl now, and that films in Vancouver and Grey shoots in LA. So the scenes that she was in, she stayed in Vancouver and she shot them, and then they digitally inserted her into the scene on the beach with Meredith. And honestly, like, it's pretty good. You can't really tell, and they could really get crazy with that stuff now. And like, people don't even have to be on set; they can be like digitally inserted. But I don't know whether they'd go that far for the L Word. Oh yeah, Brenda. That yeah, the they've been open about that they were testing every day. I think Kate and Leisha said that a couple of weeks ago on Pants. And then when Rosie went, she did isolate too. When definitely because the first time she went to LA she did, but the second time she didn't really talk about it too much because she actually went to LA early on vacation, so that was like her isolation too. So yeah, they were doing that. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. No, dummy scenes. Oh, thanks, Denise. Yeah, done with the OG. I'm gonna do the Gen. I'm gonna start Gen Q this weekend. But yeah, oh, I can't believe that they're all done. Oh, there's Ross with the, yeah, automated dialogue replacement. Oh, Gloriana, I didn't see that. Jennifer Beals just became member the Producers Guild of America. That must be for the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because her and Eileen Chaikin are going to be the um, producers of it. Emily, I'm holding out hope that the reason Alice and Nat won't be together is to bring in Erin's idea that she came on Pants for season 3 about Dana having a twin. Is that it? Yes, Peter. Jennifer Beals is an amazing woman in the arts of film. Yeah, she's awesome. When do we think season two will realistically be back on our TV screens? Are we looking at September, October, or more December again? You know what? Anytime I talk to anyone about this, they always say that they think it's going to be December, January. And even though, you know, I am an extremely close personal friend of Marsha, and we and we direct message on Instagram. She has not indicated to me when the show will be back, but and you know, I could be totally wrong here. I have a feeling it's going to be October, and I just the only thing that I think is throwing me off is the fact that Dexter's coming back, and that's the only show that ever beat the L Word was the number one show for Showtime, and after Dexter came after the L Word, and it was a little bit higher. So, and they're only doing one season of Dexter. It's the first one. There's only 8 episodes. So the only thing is, I think if they did Dexter, like, again, only 8 episodes, so it'll only be 2 months of airing, that they could do like a September, October, and then maybe start the L Word in November. But it's they've said it's definitely going to be 2021, but they could say like, oh, it's starting on the 27th of December. So I want to believe it's fall, but maybe that's just me like trying to be positive too. Oh, Flea, that's what we were saying before about um the testing they're doing, like testing every single day on set, so they were super super safe with that stuff. Oh, sorry, my chat keeps skipping like down really fast. Oh, hey, Striker. Oh, this is I'm my dad's Striker. This is his like cinema room. But I did move. You guys will see. Well, I'll be posting a video this week before my live, so you'll see my new place. But I had to get on because the place I lived before was furnished, so that wasn't my furniture. So I bought like all new furniture, and yeah, the apartment's really nice. Miss G has finally settled in. Oh my god, she was a nightmare. She kept hiding behind the washing machine, but she loves the new place now. It's really nice. I lived there before I lived after I lived in Florida, but before I lived in New York, I lived there. Savage block shooting is when they don't. So normally when they film an episode, they just film one episode and go from location to location. It doesn't matter. They're just filming all the scenes in one episode. Then they move on to the next episode. But with block shooting, they take 3 episode blocks and they go and film all the locations across these 3 episodes at once. So if there are 2 scenes at Bet's house in episode one, 2 scenes at Bet's house in episode two, and 3 scenes at Bet's house in episode three, they'll go and film at Bet's house for 2 weeks and film all those scenes, and they just do the the first two scenes and then go and change and do the scenes for episode two and stuff like that. It's just it limits the amount of movement they have to do for COVID. Oh, hey, the Lost Feelings. Doing good. That's a good way to look at it. I always believe if we all think December, then anything early will be a bonus. Yeah, Peter, it makes sense to do it a little ahead of normal since we like missed a year. I was telling you like I do really like Dexter too, but obviously nothing beats the L Word. Denise, yeah, I want to do a contest for the trailer release date. I guess I'll make it this weekend. I'll have to make like a board. So maybe I should start it from the 1st of May, and I'll do like May and June, and then everybody can like sign up for I'm sure there's like an app somewhere that I can use that you can like sign up for a square, and then whoever wins can like get something from my merch store for free, obviously. So I'll look at something I can do this weekend to do it. Oh yeah, Lisa, I have a really nice view. Oh, the eye, yeah. She's the kitty is okay now, but she hid behind the washing machine for 2 days. She when she finally like came out, she was like so proud of herself. Like she was like running around the apartment, and then she kept like doing this little chirping noise to be like, "Oh, you're so proud of me! Look at me!" Oh yeah, Ross, about season three. I think that they'll very. I think that they'll do what they used to do with the old L word, and like after an episode or two, they'll they'll renew it, hopefully, um, because it's been so long, obviously. Oh, Emma, I haven't watched Taken. I know this sounds weird, but unlike I never think this about any other actress, but I really struggle to watch Jennifer Beals in anything that's not L word. I don't feel that way about anyone else. Um, just her. It's like I watch Laurel and Angel and all that stuff. It's just odd. But I need a show to watch, so I'll watch Taken. Yeah, Striker, everything seems to be opening up. The other thing is, I am, well, now that, you know, Maja knows I exist and is positive about the channel, I am determined that I'm gonna make it to whether I have to go and literally stand outside Dana's. I'm good. Season three, I told my one of my best friends she works for Netflix, and she's a huge L Word fan too. Like she's married to a man with a baby and stuff, but she loves L Word, and her mom is obsessed with it too. And she's like, we gotta go, and you gotta come to visit me, um, and we'll like go to Dana's or something and somehow get there. So I'm gonna go stay with her, and we're gonna like, I don't know, stalk L Word locations. Oh no, Jacques, they're doing like intimate scenes and stuff like that. It's they've just been really cautious with the testing. Oh yeah, Tammy, watching the Fosters. I still haven't watched it yet. I will. I will. Proof is good as well, Kaya. I'm gonna check that as well. I really need some shows to watch because My wife, I watch a lot of YouTube, and the 4G is terrible in my apartment, so my Wi-Fi doesn't get installed till the end of the week. Oh, I just said there's some food for me upstairs. The Last Tycoon. Okay, I've got all these good recommendations. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, I cut my finger when I moved. It's like really deep to glue it together. Oh, similar personality to Bear. Chicago Code. Oh, these are great recommendation, guys. I need some shows. Did someone say Swamp Thing there? I thought I saw Swamp Thing. That is on my list because it's a DC show. Yes, Flea. That's on my list. Let me just tell my dad I'm coming up in a sec. Oh yes, Gloriana. We know that's her best role. That border is R. You're right about that. Oh, I watched Killing Eve. It's a good show. Well, unless you guys have any last questions, thoughts, feelings about anything. Yeah, I do wonder who. Maybe Alice will be with someone new. The thing is, I obviously I really like Gigi and Danny, but the thing that in my mind I'm thinking maybe Gigi and Alice is the thing is I think that Safida and Ari are really good friends because even if you go back to the first season of the L Word, like even at the premiere, there's pictures of the two of them together. So I think they just are friends. So maybe that's why they're posting a lot. But I of course believe in Diggy. So I do like Danny and Gigi. So hopefully we see Danny and Gigi. Oh yes, Collie. I will put in that request that I need to be on Alice's show. That would be like a dream come true. Yeah, need to work on that, guys, for season 3. Well, I am going to head out my loves, and I'm filming another video tomorrow, an L word video, and then I'm gonna do my Gen Q review on Sunday or Monday, but I have another video coming tomorrow. I'm filming it tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be up on Sunday. I just need to come here to upload it. So yeah, lots more L word content coming. My live next week, same time, same place, will be in my new apartment as long as everything goes fine with my Wi-Fi. You guys know you're the absolute best. I love you. You're just awesome. Thank you all so much for coming. You make my week. You're just the best. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. And I'll see you in my videos this week too. So be good, be safe, take care of yourselves. Give this video a little like if you enjoyed it. And follow me on social media and all of that. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for a trailer. Make sure you subscribe to me because the second that trailer comes out, I'm going to be shouting it from the rooftop. Don't you worry. So, love you guys. Be happy, be safe, take care of one another, and I'll see you all soon. Love you guys. Bye.